Good morning and welcome to this live broadcast. I am MJ Lifestylist coming to you from my home and studio in Bournemouth in the UK. And we begin this morning, as with every morning, by sharing the three things that we are grateful for. This is a morning broadcast for motivation, inspiration, and conversation for your day ahead. So why not pop up on screen the three things that you are grateful for this morning, and we have then got a place to start from. As with all our morning, hello darling, come on in. There we go. Bella's here as well to come and chat to everyone. So morning, let us start. So three things that you're grateful for this morning. What three things are you grateful for this morning? Hey Claire, hey Neats. Morning Shellyanne, how are you? There we go. What are you grateful for? Yes, exactly. Can you sit nicely, but Daddy? Sit quietly, Kim. Not nicely. Good girl. So we are, morning Bella, we are on the 3rd of February. 3rd of February today. Can you believe it? We're already in February. And really ready to tackle my day. I have got up, I put on one of my favorite shirts. I am refreshed, had a good night's sleep, excited about what prospects the day holds for me. Got some lovely meetings today, some lovely conversations that are needing to happen today, and we will see where we go, won't we? Will we? Yes. So, I'm ready. Are you ready? What three things are you grateful for today? Had a fantastic session with the group last night. Everybody is really, really happy, really focused. Morning, May. Hello, Auntie Sue. Hello, Sue. Grateful for family, coffee, and heating. Amazing. Shirt looks great. Thank you. Little plaid number. Thank you. So, what three things are you grateful for today? Claire, is there anyone that's grateful so far this morning? Come on then. Off you go. Oh, thank you. I can't work with you doing that, babe. Let's see where we go. So it's overcast here. It's a little bit rainy. Bless him, Andrew had to be at work at 5 o'clock this morning, or 6 o'clock this morning. I'm not sure. I wasn't awake at that time. So it is really, really, really a little bit cold, a little bit miserable here. But I have got lots to be thankful for and lots to keep me busy today. Lots and lots and lots. Hey, Neats. Wilson says he's grateful for his sobriety. 20 months today. Amazing. Health and friends who are like family, or friends and family, depending on how you want to read that. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about the sense of family and what we're all going through with COVID. So, as with most things, I've got a very close friend whose daughter's 9th birthday was yesterday, and it was her son's first birthday today. So she had her children one day apart. But the interesting thing is, on the son's birthday, so the daughter's birthday message yesterday, lots and lots of photos, and they wish their daughter the best for her birthday. So proud of the young lady she's becoming, etc., etc. Lovely, lovely little tribute to the daughter, who I've known probably since 2015. So what's that, 6 years? So she was like 3, 4 maybe when I met her. Okay. That's the daughter. But the son's message today, also a lovely message from the parents, that he's just evolved into this gorgeous little boy, blah, blah, blah. But because he's only 1, his message also included that he spent most of his first year indoors. And that kind of struck me. That kind of hit me. Now, obviously, I've not met him because I've been indoors for an entire year. Well, nearly. So, just by comparison, the daughter's seen so much and experienced so much out in the world, even as a little 9-year-old, but the son has been cooped up for a year, or has been indoors for a year, however you want to look at it. And it just was such a strong juxtaposition, Probably also because their birthdays are a day apart, so it's very easy to go, oh wow, you know. Had the birthdays been further apart, had the birthdays been further apart, had the messages been further apart, it would have probably not struck me as much. But it was the stark reality of, children that have been born in this last year haven't experienced normality as we would deem it normal, and their normal would be probably quite different because they've spent the entire year indoors. And that was just like a little wow moment of like, sure, that's quite something. That's quite something. So looking back at your last year, I know we went into lockdown in March, it would have been, but looking back at the last 11 months, how has your life changed? How has the lockdown affected you? What do you do differently now from before the lockdown? That's what I'd like to know today. What do we do differently now from before the lockdown? How has our world changed in the 11 months? Our personal world, I'm talking about. I'd like to know. Grateful I'm a woman, comfy bedding my sisters and my new pink, fluffy and sparkly slippers. Oh, those sound interesting. I'm grateful for my day off, my friends, and I've lost 1.5 stone. Amazing, Liz. That's great. That's really great. Really, really great. Cool. Liz Waldron, well done. Ooh, pink and sparkly. Liz Waldron, well done. Right, so let's think about me. My year in review has changed. Usually I do a lot of readings, workshops, consultations throughout the year. They kind of filter in as my salary. Mostly before last year, mostly they've been hosted here since the close of our shop. So our flat has always been quite busy with other people popping in and out for readings, treatments, consultations, to buy stuff from our little shelf that we still have incense and crystals on, and or to borrow books from the library. That would be the norm. Lots of coffee flowing, always a coffee or a tea to be had, kettles always boiled, biscuits are always around. That's kind of like my norm. And from time to time, when I've wanted to, I could, because I don't drive, I could wander across the road to the charity shop, go have a bit of a rummage around there. There's a vintage emporium down the road, or pop up to Sainsbury's, take the dog to the vet over the road, etc., etc. And just like little bit of suburbia. So every time I felt like I needed to decompress from the flat, I'd be able to go and do that. In the last year, I have obviously read for the least amount of people ever in my 25 years of doing this, and that's had a hard financial knock, really hard financial knock. I haven't taught as many workshops because my workshops are very practically based. And I like to be very interactive with books and teaching aids and materials and stuff. Because I come from a very creative teaching background, I like to make things very interactive for people. So that's been stunted because of obviously not being able to see people physically. And also, without any judgment, people haven't been able to spend the money on treatments, readings, consultations, etc. People have obviously seen the work that I do as a luxury, and I totally get that, because in unprecedented times like we're in, the work that I do is a luxury. It's not a necessity. It should be a necessity, but it's not. And so that's how, and then on the extra bit, I am not able to just leave the flat, pop over the road, pop up to Sainsbury's, etc. I was medically shielded for the first lockdown. I was supposedly medically shielded for this lockdown. Then they told me I didn't need to shield, then I must shield. All sorts of conflicting letters kept coming through, so I've just literally unplugged. So physically now, since the 1st of December, I think I've left the flat once. Actually left the flat. Like, I don't even go down the stairs to our front door. So I've just been existing upstairs here in my own little world, quite happily so, but there's nowhere for me to decompress. So for me, my interactivity with other human beings is incredibly important. I'm very tactile, I'm very gregarious, and that's been stunted. And then if and when I do feel like I need to get out and do something, I'm unable to. So how have things changed for you? All of you have stopped chatting, which is a little bit weird. So how have things changed for you in your worlds? How have your worlds changed? And maybe, your children, etc. What do you observe around you? Grateful for everything and everyone in my life. Amazing. Hey, Carly. Decorated my home and landscaped my gardens in lockdown whilst on furlough and working part-time. I'm also concentrating on my studies to improve my skills to achieve a better position in profession when this is all over. So I have treated this year as a growing period. Okay, I've done a little similar thing. I've learnt this year. I've done some more courses, some more studying. So yeah, I can see that growing. Yeah. I think the important thing, I think the important thing is to channel our energy in a good way, to channel our energy in a productive way. And so if we're, and I don't like using the word, but if we're stuck at home or if we're safe at home, going ahead and doing our thing, there's so much we can do at home. We've probably all done the massive spring clean and got rid of stuff, which has been very cathartic. That's very good for all of us on a human level to actually release the things we no longer need in our life, because sometimes those things hold us back from our purpose. And then in addition to that, I would say using it as an opportunity to take the time to learn, make things, employs a different part of your brain. So you're not focusing on being depressed, anxious, etc. You're focusing on creativity, learning, growing, studying, understanding, all of those things. So that's interesting. It's an interesting perspective. My year in review, although I've spent most of it isolated, I have never felt more connected. Good. The connections I've made during this time have been amazing. I've become my own best friend and realized that I do have something to bring to the table. That's quite a telling statement. That is quite telling, because a lot of people that have felt that they aren't really bringing anything to the table have in this year discovered just how valid they are. So that's good. Make it rain, thank you. Anita Pop, thank you. I have no job. I see no one unless online. Haven't seen my family. Have done no shows, no anything, but I have learnt other things. Makeup, sewing, and made new friends and created my drag persona. So swings and roundabouts. Absolutely. But that's what I'm saying, is like you've channeled your energy creatively, May. So that's really, really good. Because you found, this is the thing, is that if you don't find some way to channel your energy, if you don't find some way to focus your attention, you can end up in a spiral, a downward spiral. And that isn't healthy for anyone to end up like that. Hugs and love. If you're still free for other, that's fine. Liz, no problem. That's fine. Just popped in before going for my vaccine. Okay. Ow. Sue, let me know how it goes. Let me know how it goes. Grateful for my blessed life and all the abundance I have been afforded. Grateful for getting through some problems and challenges. Amazing, Karen. Really, really amazing. Really, really amazing. And abundance is a word you've used here, and it's a word you used last night in group. You were looking at peace and abundance. So that's nice, because you're recognizing the abundance around you. which is amazing. I think that's another thing, is when we all start to recognize the blessings we've received in the last year. So for some people, like May said, it's the friendships we've made online with other people, or the groups we've joined, or the interests we've taken up. Not very many people have just sat still and done absolutely nothing. Everyone's tried to find something to occupy them, something to keep them busy, something to focus their attention on. And that's good. That's really, really good. And breathing. I was thinking this morning about what we were going to talk about today as I was having my coffee and my meds, and I was reminded about the breathing, about the fact that we are all needing to maintain an understanding of breathing. We inhale through the nose, we exhale through the mouth is the best breathing pattern to consider. It's also extremely helpful with anxiety, stress, etc. When you start to actually focus your attention on breathing in through the nose and breathing out through the mouth, you're thinking about that rather than about any and everything that could go wrong. So a focused breathing exercise will not only oxygenate the body, but it'll also bring you to a calmer place, to a better place of understanding, etc. And that's phenomenal. That's really, really phenomenal. And so it is something that we all need to understand, take on board, process, etc. Oh, okay. How many of us have given ourselves a little energy massage lately? Where you sort of massage your temples, or your face, your hands. How many of us have done that lately? Because there's an indication as well of just reconnecting with self, is what I'm getting. Reconnecting with self. And how important that is on a soul level. And a physical level, but a soul level. That connection with self. I really, really, really want to lose myself in a good book again. I haven't read for a long time. And I have so many books to read. That's the thing. I have over 1,000 books in my spiritual library. And, I'd love, love, love to be able to have said that I've read every single one of them. So I think I want to get back into reading. I'm not yawning because of you guys. I'm yawning because Spirit is stepping closer. Because I've got some work to do a little bit later on, so they're stepping closer. I need to hold on for a moment because we're doing this broadcast. Right, so if you haven't shared your 3 things you're grateful for, why not? Share them now. If you want to comment on what we're chatting about this morning, please go ahead and comment. I am more than happy to read your comments and to see where we go. So comment below, and let's see where we go. Wilson says, me. I've been getting pain in my temples and have been intuitively massaging them. Yeah, it'll release the pain. I don't think it wants to be recognized as pain. I think it's tension more than painful. That's the word I'm being given, is tension, and massaging will certainly relieve that tension. Also, Wilson, I want you drinking lots more water. I know you drink water all the time. I've seen you drink pints of water while we're talking, but I really want you drinking lots more water. It's like you need to flush your system, like cleanse your system. So, thinking about my year, on the surface, I would say I'm trapped with no family, no human interaction, but thinking more deeply about it, I've done courses and I've always wanted to do. Yes, you have. Made lots of really wonderful friends. I have a tribe, learning oracle cards, and lots more this message hasn't room for. True. That's really true, Anita. Neats. Really, really true. Thank you for sharing. But that's the thing, is I also feel, that on a positive level, because people are even starting to comment now and saying, oh, we've all met people online, and are they really who they pretend to be? And I know when all this is over, lots of people want to meet in person, get together, have a coffee, physically meet the people that they've met online. So there's plans for people to travel and do and meet and all of those things. And that's great, because I think a lot of us have found people that we resonate with during this period. And that's through interaction in groups such as this one, or just out and about, as in, just on Facebook or whatever. And I think it's given us opportunities to meet people we would never ever have met before. Like I wouldn't have met, if I hadn't been online doing my thing as myself here or with my drag stuff. I wouldn't have met Shirley-Ann, I wouldn't have met Wilson, lots of people I wouldn't have met. May, Claire, Sylvia, all of my drag queen friends I wouldn't have met had I not been online or surfing around looking at stuff on TikTok and Instagram and Facebook. So there's this whole idea of being at home has got us to all identify with and interact with people that we may not ever have come across. Because if I just look at my drag sisters, Claire and Sylvia are in Wales. Flexibel is near Wales. May is in London. Wilma's in London. Fiona's in London. I mean, I wouldn't have come across these people. I wouldn't be traveling to these places in real life usually, so I wouldn't be coming across these people other than through the internet. And that's only afforded me the opportunity to do so because I've been at home, surfing the net. So it's led us to meet new people. It's led us to open ourselves up to studying opportunities, learning opportunities, growing opportunities, making new friends, finding our tribe, and that can all be celebrated. They can all be celebrated. So let's pick a card for today. A little bit lightheaded. Right, we have got Protecting Treasure, card 39. 9 and 3 is 12, 1 and 2 is 3, so this is about change. Here we have a girl lying on a treasure chest. The treasure chest is overflowing with treasure. There's an umbrella over her because there is rain pouring down around her or drizzling down around her, and there is a bird on top of the umbrella. I say with this card, oh, and I've just noticed there's autumnal leaves. So what I usually say with this card is that we are the girl. Whoever you are the girl in this picture. The bird is like Jiminy Cricket. It reminds us of how far we've come. It reminds us of our journey. It reminds us of the process we've gone through to get to where we are. So there's all of that going on. And then she's lying on top of the treasure chest protecting the treasure, but she is being covered by the umbrella. And what I usually say with this is that we're always also busy protecting other people, looking after other people, taking care of other people, that sometimes we don't realize that we too are a treasure that's worth protecting. And that's a little something I want to leave with all of you today. Do you realize that you yourself are a treasure that's worth protecting? A lot of us don't take that into account. And so a lot of us don't realize that as much as we take care of others, it is in the taking care of ourselves that we're able to further take care of others. And that we too deserve protection, we too deserve recognition, we too deserve validation. And that's just a little something I want to share with all of you today, because it's something that I'm learning at the moment. I spend so much of my time working with other people, assisting them, helping them, motivating them, pushing them forward, that I don't often take the time to recognize my own needs in the matters that I work in, be they physical, emotional, spiritual, mental, you know. And that's the thing, is when you are so busy giving of your time, your energy, etc., it's really, really important to recognize that you too are deserving of that time, that energy, etc. And so I'm doing my best to recognize that. I'm doing my best to work with that. And moving forward, it's certainly something that I'm going to hold up to. I'm going to put my hands up and go, do you know what? Me too. Because it's so important to keep your cup filled, to keep your cup replenished. Because when you are constantly measuring and looking after yourself and keeping your energy good, keeping your intentions good, keeping all of those things in check, then you become more of a shining light and a beacon for others. And others will recognize that you are taking care of yourself and looking after yourself. And therefore they might be more attracted to you. And I don't mean in a relationship sense. I mean, people are drawn to good energy. People are drawn to amazing vibes. So put out the vibes you want to draw back. Because if we're working at a low frequency and a low energy and a low vibration, guess what we're going to attract? Low frequency, low energy, low vibration people, or situations or events. It's really, really important to keep the vibe up, to keep the vibe going, because that's going to really help to push you in a positive way. Now, lilies have suddenly filled the room with a strong scent. Pieces are surrounding us all as you read this card. Read the card. Oh, gorgeous. I love lilies. Amazing, 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 amazing. Right, boys and girls, we are coming to the end of today's broadcast. I hope and wish for you that you take care of yourselves and each other. Remember, you can't pour from an empty cup. And please, please, please ensure that you understand that you're doing the best you can with the tools that you've got. Don't ever compare yourself to others, because you know what? You're an original. You're not a fake, and there's no carbon copy. So you're doing the best you can with the tools you've got. Please be blessed until I see you again. Don't forget, live Monday through Friday, 10 till 10:30 in the morning-ish. Tuesday nights we have development, which was phenomenal last night. And Thursday nights we do our mediumship group, which is really cool to come along, have a bit of a reading from me, and then a couple of people in the group also try and give some readings as well under supervision. So it's a great night to grab a couple of readings from people. Some indication or some direction is also great to get from that. And then on a Sunday night, we do our Psychic Sunday, where I pull individual cards for individual people. So if you're into any of that, if you're into all of that, if you want to find out about our evenings, get hold of me, because they are hosted through Zoom, so you can see here and speak to other people, and they are £5 per person to attend, but I can certainly hook you up. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Wilson says, your vibe attracts your tribe. I like that. Have a fabulous day, everyone, and thank you. Right, guys, take care, be blessed, have a fantastic day, whatever you decide to do, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow, or when next you can join us. I'm MJ Lifestylist. Namaste, MJ.